Okay. Are we here? Everybody can hear me. Wonderful. These I I need to get studied with my my luck in streaming. So I have this old device that like gets the HDMI of this out to the computer. Sweet, right? Had to wait like a month for it to get delivered because it's been out of make forever. Um it stops working today, like an hour ago. So I'm like, all right, god damn it. I'm just gonna have to get my trusty old webcam. I have all this shit around here everywhere. So I got a different webcam. It was actually a pretty cool glitch effect, but it was glitching out. Then I got my Canon EOS M50, my old one, and installed the driver and got that working. And just kidding, I didn't get it working. And then I said, okay, well then we'll try the Sony 2A, or A7 II rather. Guess what? Didn't work. Tried a webcam module that I used for like one of those some video a couple vids ago about the Sonic camera thing. That didn't work. Only audio worked from that. And now we're using a DJI. I don't know if you could see it here. Well, you don't want to. A DJI Osmos. It's like I've gone through every camera. I think that if maybe I'm starting to get religious with like my stream quality. So I don't know if I can zoom in or not. Let's find out. Actually, ooh, maybe I can. Let's see. Oh, look at that. Wow, DJI's winning this one, huh? Okay. Let me... I can't really monitor it in real time, so we're just going to have to try and figure this out without unplugging everything. Okay, it's just paramount that you see this screen because I've done the streams before with the. It's also paramount that I don't run into the damn thing. I've also done streams with the Montage M, but through the plugin, and you can't see, like, the plugin's really missing a lot of the features. So we need to check that out. There's gonna be a lot of wobbliness. Okay, let's get that. All right. So, this is what I wanted to do today for some reason. So that's what a performance looks like in the actual interface. Make that nice and loud. Okay. I think that we should just start with an init patch, which we can do by doing that. And this is the analog X category, I guess. Well, we have different categories of patches. We have analog X, AWM, which is kind of a rompler. That's like the basic. FMX, init drum, which is drums. And then I don't think I've ever played with this one from the scratch, at least. But let's go to analog. You're going to be missing some of the other screen a little bit. But actually, you know what? I think I could do most of it. So just so you know, let me move my stupid Insta360 camera this way so you could at least see what I'm pointing to down here. Okay. Get my gigantic bottle of water out of the way. So over here, you have a lot of these parameters that you're about to see on the screen. And I'm going to edit them on the screen as much as I possibly can without losing my damn mind. Because it is a pain. So here's just our like basic patch here. These are all our parts. And then of course we could just have a common part. And we have motion control. We'll get into that. Mixing, we'll get into that. Our scene, this is like super knob, all that stuff. The arpeggiator, linking it to different modulators, and then Smart Morph, which we will get into. But we definitely have to know how this works first. So this is the basic analog synth engine, and it's this is only on the Montage M. This is only on the newer one, and it's rad. That's probably not that impressive yet, but so we have a wave folder. We could have different textures. And again, all of this is like, you could just do this with knobs, but, or even down here, many knobs. I'm going to change the wave really fast on my, see, I told you I'm going to have to touch this sometimes because, so this is just a sine being folded. Okay, I'm gonna turn that down, go back to our saw. Oh, that's triangle, dummy. There we go. Okay. Then we have filter. We have a couple different options for filters. Not that crazy. Then if we want to edit our filter itself, a light just turned on that I've never seen turn on in here before. I didn't even realize it was off. That's really annoying. Yeah. Do you think I'm cursed? Like, do you think I'm like, I knew it would be right in here too. Maybe I could shoot it. I could just turn off the lights. I don't feel like getting up. Like, it's gonna be hard to take all this stuff off. Let's see. What could I throw at the light switch? Right. Let's see. Let's see how good I am at this. Ugh. Got a guitar strap. Oh, I hit it, but it didn't turn off. Do I have anything else that won't break if I throw it across the room? Lucy, come here. No, just joking. All right, well, that's, oh, I got a pillow. All right, this one's going to be a hard one. Let's see. Ugh. All right. I'm just trashing the place. BRB, let me turn off the lights. We get romantic. Now you'll see nothing. Just a little bit of daylight. All right. Fucking A. Okay. Anyway, where were we? Filters. So when I say a lot of ridiculously extreme things when it comes to this, I tell people that's the most powerful synthesizer in the world, and I also say that it is the closest analog sounding digital synthesizer. And things like this are why. Listen to the resonance. Like that's something you can only get on a couple like fully analog modules. You don't hear it as much in the lower end. Then we have bandpass 12. And high passes, of course. Okay. Let's just stick with our... we have envelopes. This is not, anybody who's used to Yamaha stuff, this is not your classic Yamaha envelope, by the way. Like, there's a little bit different. Yamaha uses their own weird envelope style. Let's see if I could like change the brightness down a little bit on this webcam. Of course, I know this is something that I should have done hours ago, but I am cursed. All right. What is there like no brightness thing in OBS? God forbid. HDR tone mapping, Luma key, apply a LUT, color correction. All right, let's see. Maybe I could just do. Okay, we did it. That'll have to do. Okay. It's not clear, but at least you could see the colors. So yeah, you obviously have your filters for your envelopes for different things. You have your LFO, amp, effects. There's a lot of those, but I just really want to like make a quick analog sounding patch, which. Oh yeah, and we could also modulate the wave folder just natively. We don't actually have to do anything special. Let's make this a mono. I wonder if things will show up here if I no, there's too many. So I'm editing these knobs over here. Pulse width works on all waveforms. Actually, I don't know if it works on sine. I don't think I've ever tried. Oh, it does. Look at that. And obviously in square, pulse width is crazy. But let's go back to that one. Okay. We could also send it to FM or ring mod. So ring mod would be, and FM would be, but obviously you have to tell it what it's connecting to. We could set our filter offsets. We could set our unisons. Voltage drift. You don't really notice this unless you're playing like an arpeggiator. That's when you really... and we could go up in unison. We could go up to 4. Let's just go with 1 because I want to set other oscillators. So this is all just going to be one part in the Yamaha Montage ecosystem. Like there's 16 parts, but we could set 4 oscillators if one's a noise. So I'm going to bring this one up. I'm wondering if I could do it here. It's funny because I never ever work in this. Ever since this came out, I've been not a fan of the not a fan of working on the screen. Okay, there's oscillator 2, there's 3. Okay, so let's set 2. 2 can be a square. We could invert it. Connects through the filter. Set it up an octave. No filters yet. Sounded pretty good. So we could have pitch envelope, pitch LFO, obviously. This is just our general envelope. Oops. Okay. And oops. Let's go to oscillator 3. Go down an octave. Yeah, you could hear the voltage drift a lot now. Read everybody's reaction here. Okay. Back to common. Let's just set it up with a filter. So let's go 18 volts. Or 18 volts, what am I saying? We could set the drive velocity. Okay, and now let's set an envelope on that filter. We also have noise. Okay, so now let's I keep exiting. Now let's go to our, actually let's make the second oscillator LFO'd. And we could fade it in automatically. You don't have to like set up anything else for that. And you could make this very subtle. And then our master pitch. Oh, whoops, LFO. We could have random, so you can have, for anybody wondering, you can have, like in this basic screen, you have this option of waveforms to use in your LFO, but the reason why that's not more extensive is because you have motion sequences, which are like, I don't know how you would even go about describing them. I mean, they're just like really, really complicated versions of this. You could like obviously set up your own very, very complex waveforms. Such an ugly sounding patch. This also makes me wonder, I've actually literally never done this in my life. I've never just searched. Oh, okay, never mind. I see what's going on. I was wondering if you could just load in oscillator settings, but you cannot. I mean, you can in a patch, but I thought that was like a special thing. It's so funny to do this with this touchscreen interface that like I completely abandoned the moment I started working on this synth. It's like the old Montage. All right. You have pitch control groups, which gets pretty heady. All I'm doing right now is just trying to make this sound as analog as possible. Wonder if we could make this a little bit. Yeah, I guess it's funny because it's a digital synth, so it's like this would almost be like a low bit thing, but it's just really audio rate modulation. Okay, so when we actually, maybe I can just go to an init again. Actually, I wonder if we can, what we might be able to do that would be even more fun is just use things that only use the analog X engine. Oh, Benn saw pad. Benn bubble botch. Not sure what I was doing with that one. These aren't official presets, by the way. These are like user ones that I've made here. So these all should be analog X stuff. They're so safe. The funny thing about the Analog X engine is that it has a bunch of CS80 patches. However, there's not actually there is CS80 waveforms added in this version, but they're not in the Analog X engine. They're like in a different part of it. Let's play an arpeggiator. Might not be set up to one. No. I want to see what kind of pads they have. Angelic pad. Oh yeah, if it says pat, that means it has polyphonic aftertouch. Wait till we get to FM. Seagull pad, I gotta hear that. That's my seagull sound, apparently. CS Dreams. Okay. Actually, you know what? I almost want to see now if there is like CS80 Arctic. Is that only a lower? FM CS80 Brass. CS80 Structure. Wow. Needs more reverb. By the way, let me show you something. There's a new reverb in town on this. So we have inserts, of course, and then we have our main effects, which I usually get there via mixer. The funny thing about this is most of my programming for the patches that I made on here are were done in a PC or a Mac editor rather, which anytime I mention it, people get very excited thinking that one's coming out. But it's not good. It's terrible. It sucks a lot. That was not a good note. So here's our, I'll just show you the effects really fast. These are, there's a fuck ton of them. These are all the categories. But our main reverb, so you could have two reverbs per part, and then in your common, you'll have your main reverb, which this is Reverb X Hall. It's not the most inspiring one. It's not bad though. It's better than like, okay, but they do have a space simulator, which is pretty rad when it's not crackling. Wonder where I'm crackling. I'm not crackling on my inputs. It is a beefy pad. So, space simulator. Feedback, which is going to sound kind of ugly. But at least you can edit these things. If you want to make them, you have space type 0 and 1. Could vary the walls. They really should have done like a little 3D thing. Not terrible. And then they have shimmer, which can sound great. The problem is that the interface on shimmer, it's for lack of a better term, it's very Japanese. It's just very like, if you're familiar with like a Japanese style synth or any sort of technical interface, it's like all your controls are in front of you. A lot of numbers. Some people prefer it. I feel like I would have preferred it like 15 years ago, but we've all been spoiled by Apple changed everything, I guess, and everybody followed track. We could do better than this. Slow down those modulators. There we go. A little bit better. I love how that happened. How did that happen, actually? That doesn't make any sense. Sorry. The screen's far away from me. Let's see how I can... What do I have to, like, move the keyboard back? Okay. Oh. Also, this thing weighs 700 pounds. Just kidding. It weighs like 200. A good... That's why I didn't start in the other room. Because I was like, I ain't moving this thing. So anyway, that's our reverb. There is an HD plate, which I guess would be probably closest to anything that you would want to hear a CS80 through, like, organically. If you want that Blade Runner sound. I thought they did have your, let's see, it's 50. That's different. That's pretty good. Always fun. Yeah, this is about as Blade Runner as you could possibly get. This has nothing, well. Okay, let's go to FM world. That was my pocket, my Samsung keychain that does that randomly throughout the day. It's a great feature. I really love it. There's like no way that this could just be visible, is there? They just... Well, I really want this part to be visible for y'all. I'll move the keyboard a bit more. It's important. Okay. So, FM. Kind of looks the same, except we have all these different operators. We have 16 parts with 8 operators per part. I think we have something like 64 algorithms. This is much more accessible. It's still FM, so it's not super accessible, but it's much more accessible when you have both screens. But we're just looking at this one for now. Oh, sorry. We have more than we have 69 algorithms. Oh, we have 88. Okay, one for each key. We have different zones. Without getting into actual FM programming, because that's not the most fun thing in the world. Oh, I want to use the other screen so bad. Obviously, you could have sine, all one, odd, or resonance. Okay, I am just going to have to use this side screen because this is miserable. I'm gonna make a crazy sound. Okay. That's your FM. Okay, so what we're gonna do with all of this, there's a much easier way to program FM. See if I want any effects on this before we go in. Okay. So we have Smart Morph, which how do I explain Smart Morph? Okay. There's that guy. I'm going to take a bunch of different FM patches. I'm going to take brass. Okay. I'm going to take a pad. Take... Hey, that's one of my patches. Some crazy sounding ones. I'm just going to fill this up. It'll just make it cooler. Okay. Now I'm going to learn. Now check this out. So we have all of these. Basically, we can go between these. And then if we like the way this sounds, we can just learn. Now, if we can analyze different things, so like I want to analyze on this one, I mean, look at the amount of let's say I just want to pay attention to the tuning of the operators. Okay, learn now. There's just like an interactive way where you can just kind of find a sound that you like. So anyway, we could load other jobs as well. So you could like load a Smart Morph job from a pref. So like this is FM bass gallery. Yeah, this actually uses machine learning. Not generative AI per se, but and the old Montage does this as well. However, the old Montage, the thing with it is it just takes like, if you hit learn, it takes like 30 seconds. However, this way you could just kind of float through it. You know what I should do? Never mind. I was gonna say I should load a white screen. Just to... You know what I should do, actually? Asshole Ben. I'm kind of missing some brain cells today, apparently. I have a bunch of studio lighting right here that I never ever use. I installed it thinking it would like make me into a streaming hero. There, look at that. Bam. We're set. Ugh, but without the overhead, and I also just spilled water on myself, so now you can see how much of a slob I am. All right. I'm like sitting like this because the keyboard's moved up so much. All right. Whoa. Okay, so let's say that I like this for some reason. I'm so curious, though. I just want to explore. Okay, I like this. Okay. Now, if we go back out to performance, I can also add another one. Wonderful. Okay, so here's our second patch. And with that one, I'm going to It's actually pretty cool sounding. Only in the lower end. Then if I want to load a stage piano with that. Another thing to note is if we're just loading performances, if I go up to just a new one here, and if I want to load one, no assignment. What is the matter with my, oh, I should probably hit some of those. Okay, let's just go to 1.0. All right. There's a lot of them. Oh yeah, well, we'll get into that too. I feel like we're not going to get very far just due to the amount of stuff. So here's one that I made. I need my release pedal. So I'm like reading questions from across the room here. Smart Morph can also work with the new analog engine. Yeah, I set up the pitch on this one to modulate until it resonates with itself for each single key for each operator. So here we go. Now major key. Sound like an organ. It'll play any key that I play. Like if I if I play just like a, I don't know, just F across the board. And really, like if you turn up like an LFO to where it goes like da 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 da, where it gets like really fast and abrasive, you can hear it the way I set up the mod. There's like a special envelope on the mod wheel for this, so it's like, so it kind of mutes out that part, so it's a little more seamless. Yeah, the super knob can control like anything and everything. We'll get into that. I wonder where they crammed my additive movement. Yeah, it's funny because it's like, just for reference, if you Arturia, I don't know if I want to say this publicly. To make a patch on the Montage, I would make rough, like just from what Arturia pay, and Arturia makes wonderful patches, right? So like Arturia pigments, for example. I haven't made any patches officially from Arturia, but I've just like gotten offers and I know how much the patch makers get paid. To make a patch on this, I would say is per patch, like if you were to break it down per patch that you're making, it would be like maybe 30 to 40 times the money just because of the amount of time and effort that, I mean, it's like multiple days for one patch. These are the ones that I'm playing now are mine. Did they throw any of my other things? Oh yeah, okay, so 24 operator organism. And then, while you can't see it on the screen over here, these are mutations. And the others, Big Loud Sky, it's another one. Supposed to have LFOs going mad in there. Let's see if we have any others. By the way, these are only Yamaha Montage 1.0 patches, and I know mine are easier to find in there. So here's one called the Flashbulb Kit. Wonder, maybe I can zoom out since we're just patching around. Oh yeah, now you can see those. So we have sample rate. I'm going to switch beats now. No, my patches are probably only 5% of the overall firmware patches of that one. Little intense. So these are just different mixes of the same patch. So this is a patch made out of the analog engine. Damn. That's funny. Let's see. Where's my piano? the felts, of course. They sound better than most VSTs. And then like the main piano itself sounds better than most like Contact libraries, in my opinion, which could be biased. Okay, old tapes. Don't know what the hell I was doing with this one. That's just the resonances. Now, if we want to go into the netherworld, okay. Do I have anything else? Oh yeah, I have like full tracks. One's called like Vapor something. Vapor City. No, that's a machine drum album. That would be dumb. That would be rude. Vapor Technology. So this is like a performance arrangement I made. I think there's a Chicago, should be something, Chicago something. BLJ Chill Suite. I don't even know what this is, but I apparently made it because it has my initials. Oh, yeah. I remember this. Can't believe they put this on here. I think this is like the first one I made on the new system. So yeah, it'll just recognize whatever chords I play. Even if I play weird things. detective. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, crazy. Anyway. Yeah, you can do that, the live playing thing. That's totally a thing. Because you could just go into live set and you have all your, you could set everything at one tempo if you want. And the way the engine it could essentially run two 16-part patches at once because it needs, like that's why when I played shows I would always play with the original Montage, just because if I wanted to do this and then go like, if I wanted some nylon dreams. Oh. Did I? Yeah, I already played this one. The electric pianos are the best in the world, in my opinion. Let me go into category. Here's one of my favorite things. This is the way that it was in the old Montage as well. But it's one of my favorite things. Show people if they want to see how the things are actually made. So okay, so we have this. Change the overtones. Or let me turn off my microphone so you can hear what's happening. Ah. So yeah, that's like yeah, you're not hearing my headphones though. You're hearing the physical modeling of this. That's the crazy part. See, here. I feel like it'd be easier to demonstrate if I had reverb on it or something. I don't even think this, oh yeah, it does have a little reverb. And phaser. There you go. Now you can hear it. That's 100% emulated physical modeling. It's not an actual, you're not actually hearing the key. Yeah, and so they all have that. It's even in the, I think it's even in the Audition. I think they showed off. You'll hear it in a minute. Because it just goes through all the overtone. And you can see it switching back. So 5 is only the physical modeling. So no sampling. It's just all physical modeling. It's crazy. I feel like I wonder if that translated. I have to like wait for the latency and watch the chat to make sure that. Did it work? Did it work? Now you have to watch me wait for myself to. Okay. Whatever. Anyway, so yeah, that's all physical modeling. But I don't. What do we want to learn about? The big knob. Yeah, okay. So in this case, it'll do like less extreme things in patches like this. Ooh, distortion. Piano will be like... Actually, I bet this will morph it between this and an electric piano. Next, on Small Wonder. Reverb. Let's go with sound effects. So that's LFO speed and some other things. Maybe you could actually, yeah, you could make out some of those things. I bet this will reflect what's changing there. Oh, no, because nothing there is changing. I mean, it has polyphonic aftertouch. My guess is that they're probably waiting for MIDI 2.0 or something to... I mean, but yeah, it definitely has more reactivity than MIDI does. So, yeah, it's like a macro knob. I'm trying to find something that's like really extreme so we could look into it. Whoa. Big moth. Oh, yeah, and you could also modulate the big knob. Pad, maybe? I bet a pad has something cool. Yeah. I bet we could go further than that. CS80 meet Shimmer Reverb. Okay. That's fucking epic. Congrats to whoever made that. I'm trying to just find something where something that's super dynamic. I seem to be the only person who... I might as well just load up my own patches to show you. Okay, so I mean, this one's pretty... Oh, we could also record if we want. And you could see the smart morph moving around because you could modulate that as well. I'm gonna zoom in now. Doesn't want to learn while the sequencer's on, that's for sure. Okay. So in this case, the big knob is actually controlling that. Seems like all of these are doing that. We must be in the morphing pad area. There we go. Yeah, okay. No idea what's going on there, which is a good thing, because I want to find out. Okay, so we go to Common, and we don't have any smart morph loaded, do we? Okay, so this is the super knob. We could tell it where its mid positions are. These are all of its controls. Oops. There should be a bunch. Oh, maybe not. So it's controlling the reverb pitch on 2 different variables. Then part 1 assignment on 2 different variables for this one. Makes sense. And then if we could also sequence it if we want to set up a motion control for the super knob. But if I wanted to make this like something basic, pitch. Okay, then the control sign. Oh, right, okay. So this is a great example here. So you can see that all of these have different... So if you want to like have it... How do you even describe this? You can have it work with different oscillators for different parts. So there's just like every single part will have some sort of control for the super knob in it. Because, I mean, I don't know what the limit is, but I'm assuming it's probably in the hundreds of different things that the super knob can control. You know what I want to do that I've never... Well, a couple things we could do. Like thousands of things we could do. Oh, there we go. Let's set up a filter now that we could use this. Can we else? No, sorry, you can't see what I'm doing. Never mind. What I really want to do is dive into here. We could look at our arpeggiators. So that's where we are now. Okay, ready? These are our... I mean, we have... I don't even know how many. I mean, they have numbers, and the numbers go well into the thousands. Oh, you know what? This is not a polyphonic patch. Let's change that. Oh, it is. It's because we have a bluegrass ethnic. We can go with more classic things. They can also control things like cutoff. What I'm wondering is if you can edit them on the device. I bet you can. I just have no idea how, because I've always done it in the computer. In the computer. God, I'm just sounding older every day, aren't I? We have guitar ones. Rock. I mean, we're still in guitar, aren't we? Yeah. You'll never run out. Okay, I still really want to check out the analog X smart morphing. So if we had that and a bass and a shimmer, a stupid whistle, and an analog pipe organ, and some drums, and we learned. Whoa. Well, I'm not going to bed tonight. I never even played with this. So if we want to, can we see this? Yeah. Zoom in a bit more. All right. So if we want to link this to the super knob, we could make this many waypoints. And then it'll just travel. And then if we want to like set these waypoints, we can. You just have to select it here. So there you go. That's just batshit insane. Yeah, it's like a 3-dimensional wavetable. Wow. And of course we could load jobs with that as well. I wonder if they have ones that are just for, I'm sure they do. It's probably in the later folders here. There we go. Crazy. What an incredibly fun way to like find sounds to use in a song. Yeah, I guess it is a vector synth, now that you mention it. It is very Moog-y in that way. Huh. I never even thought of it that way. I wonder if they have any, I've never really played around with these that much. I wonder if they have many, if they have anything that's kind of an emulator of a wavetable, like just something a little bit more simple. Turn off the arpeggiator. FM Guitar Smart Morph. Okay, I'm intrigued. I like that. I like that. Ooh. I dig that. Yeah. Yeah. So it's, if you're like, okay, I really like this. I don't know why anybody would say that, but then and if you have something specific that you wanted to study, if you're like, oh, I really like the way the envelope works in that, then you could set those as the special things that you're using. And you could also have them color that way too if you want, which I never even bothered getting into. I think the colors are fine. But, oh, here we go. Here's a wave pad. Whoa. In fact, this functionality, so they have a plugin, right? And let me see if I can get this. Oh, no, the chat's not there. There it is. They have a plugin that lets you send and receive data to the Montage, but it's pretty basic. Like, I mean, it's still super advanced, but that is one of the things that doesn't even touch. And it was kind of funny because I asked somebody from Yamaha, I was like, why why do you not have smart morph in the plugin? Because in my opinion, the type of person who would see the plugin doing that would then go buy the synth, because that in a piece of hardware is just phenomenal. It's crazy, right? And they're just like, oh, that's like the main thing that we couldn't emulate. It's like, okay, it makes sense. There's like so much going on, like, you know, whereas in the plugin, I'm doubting you can probably go between synth engines as fast as you can on this thing. Another thing I'd like to check out, and it'll be easier too, is I have the, is I can just bring it on the synth table in there. Another thing I wanted to check out is the Middle Eastern firmware for the Genos 2, which I played with briefly when Cameron was here last weekend, but that's, Lucy's not a robot, she says. She says, I am not a robot, I need meat, not oil. Yeah, so any questions before I sign off? I'm so tired. Do you know why? I've been working on music all day, believe it or not. That's a rarity where I get to do that all day. Isn't it just modding away from one template and then blending between mods? Sort of, but it's learning what you like about, it's basically learning the templates, which, and then if you find something, then it sort of learns the I guess parameters that you're attracted to. Not really sure if that's a good way of describing it. I am working on a new release that will be released in an extremely interesting way. It might be, my next video might actually mention it or be about it. I'm not sure if I want to mention it yet, but it depends. I have a couple meetings tomorrow. But yeah, I'm working on a new release, and it'll be... All I can say now is that it'll be the first release of its kind, that's for sure. And it may also get me sued, but I don't think it will. I've met with a couple attorneys about it, but yeah, it's challenging the status quo, as one would say. The capitalism video blew up, which has been fun. I have a lot of weird interview requests, but I've not done any of them. Oh yeah, also if you do like any sort of like financial video that's popular, every like podcaster wants, every like financial podcast wants you on it, and I just don't have time or patience. But yeah, that's been fun. And then another video that I have coming up that I'm shooting that I think my core community will be very into, and I do definitely want to reach out about some questions to cover in the video. Like my entire life, I've wanted to do astrophotography, and I mean, I love photography. I have tons of lenses. I've been doing photography for over 20 years. And every time that I meet an astrophotographer or see somebody that takes decent astrophotography, I start asking questions like, what aperture we're using? What's the, what kind of lens? The ISO on that. How many how do you do that? How long was the exposure time? And I would always get this kind of like snub, like just sort of like, I have my own thing, and I'd be like, okay, fine. You're fucking taking space pictures, asshole. Wow. You're so fucking awesome. I won't ask again. I realize now that I've gotten into astrophotography, like dove in harder, that all of the questions that a photographer would ask an astrophotographer are invalid. And it's like, you have to, so it's more like you shouldn't be asking like, what aperture you're using, or you shouldn't be asking like what ISO you're using. You should be asking like, what was the temperature of the hydrogen alpha filter that you had between your exterior filter and your interior filter. And this, so I've been like studying up on this in my spare time for a while now, for about 6 months. And I got a full rig in December, and I brought it to Death Valley in January. And in the middle of the desert, in the middle of the night, looking at the edge of the Milky Way in the freezing cold, I busted it out and just failed miserably. And like nothing worked the way I wanted to. And I realized at that moment that I was way in over my head. So I have, I'm shooting a video, I'm flying out Sarah Matthews, and we're going to, not just me and her, some other people as well, we're coming with to help, to Okefenokee Swamps, which is like one of probably the darkest place on the East Coast, at the end of the month. So that's going to be super fun. And she's a legendary astrophotographer, and she knows. When I was telling her the gear I bought, she's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, you're good. I know that." She knew it all by heart. So that'll be really fun. But in the meantime, I think she's doing a stream of the lunar eclipse tonight. So search Sarah Matthews Astrophotography, only one T in Matthews, and you'll be able to see. Yeah, her work's absolutely crazy. Yeah, okay, what's the, no Elon on your channel, please. Yeah, no, I would probably do a collab video with Elon, just because I'd be able to beat the fuck out of him. Like, it'd just be an excuse to get that close to him to beat the fuck out of him, which would be a funny video. I would get banned from like all platforms and put in jail, but what are you going to put me behind bars with a bunch of people who think I'm a legend? That'd be fine. Sure. I'll just make a bunch of new friends. Reading these other questions here. Can you deep dive into why Cardano is on the top 5 stocks MSN shows you every day? Is that true? Are they? Is Cardano? I've not heard. It's kind of funny because ADA or Cardano kind of came back into the vocabulary with the crypto reserve. Like, I hadn't heard about Cardano. Cardano was really promising, I guess, in the world of like crypto. When proof of stake first started being introduced, Cardano was like, I think it was because it was so efficient at executing smart contracts, and then it had, I think it just had a lot of backing in Asia as well. Like, it just had a lot of people were working with it, and Tezos as well. That was one crypto that I was excited about in its time when it was introduced, simply because it worked much better at decentralized transactions that weren't finance. Like, and I'm not the only one who thought this. BMW had a team that was like a development team for Tezos, which, or Tezos, I don't even know. I've never really spoken about it in person with anybody. Only read about it, but yeah. Which I would assume was for like security purposes. So you could have like blockchain transactions on a key fob or something like that, or maybe on your phone if you want to start your car from your phone. That way you just have a private ledger that nobody cares to read, because nobody gives a shit on how many times you started your car. But it would be very secure, just because it would have to get verified on both ends. And so that was kind of cool, and it would just have to be extremely efficient. I like blockchain stuff if it's better than, if it like operationally, like efficiently, if it's better than the current stuff that we have. That's when I like it. Like, and not to invest in, not to pump, not to rug pull, but like, I like the idea of all decentralized things if it is actually more efficient. And in many cases it is. It's just that in blockchain, usually it's not due to all the fuckery that goes on with crypto, unfortunately. Well, Electric Eric, I think you should just buy some fucking Cardano then. Actually, I wonder if I had my screen up, I would look at it now. I don't know how it's been doing. I'm sure it's not none of those altcoins, because Tezos lost a ton of money as well, and never kind of came back. But it makes sense why Bitcoin is the one that came back from an investment scheme standpoint. Like, Bitcoin is, it's kind of funny when I think about Bitcoin now. It's kind of funny that the reason Bitcoin is the one that has retained and regained and grown in value so much is because of its old school consensus mechanism. So much energy has gone into mining Bitcoin that it's like given it more credentials or something. Because it's like now, imagine if Bitcoin went to zero, all of that energy would be wasted. But here it's stored as value in this digital gold, right? But the funny thing is that, it's almost as if like that kind of defeats the purpose. Like the purpose of Bitcoin was for transactions that were decentralized. And now we've just made this legacy system where early adopters are the wealthiest and people who could afford tons of mining equipment in like, the second generation of Bitcoin. I don't know what generation we're on now, but I'm thinking when it was like $10, $100, like people who could afford to mine it and buy big mining rigs, those that could, dump $1 million into a giant mining factory, those people have made the most from it. And you may as well just have any fucking currency now. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about that kind of when doing in my video. My voice is doubled, isn't it? In my video, I wanted I wanted to do a crypto part, but it was just like the video was too long anyway. But yeah, I wanted to sort of address that, and I was kind of anticipating. I thought that like the big response to my last video would be people yelling at me about crypto, saying like crypto solves this, which like, yeah, it was meant to, but it didn't. It kind of highlighted how fucked we are when it comes to any sort of commodity. But yeah, people are still just yelling at me about ground news because Friendly Jordies did a video on it. Delusional. I like the conspiracy going around that Bitcoin is actual AI backing itself up on as many GPUs as possible, as that's what computer scientists assume what actual AI would do. Huh. I've not even heard that, but that's kind of crazy. Actual AI backing itself. Yeah. I'm trying to like interpret that. So like the idea is that it was masking itself as crypto or something. Huh. Yeah, that thinking about that, it's an interesting conspiracy. I don't think it hashes out, not inside joke there. Yeah, well, it's funny because like crypto, it would be nice if crypto was like any currency, right? Like it would be, that's the thing is like, if I could go one day, let's go crazy. Let's say 1 week of my life. If I could order groceries, if I could buy gasoline, which I have an EV, so I don't, but if I could pay my power bill, if I could do all these things, with crypto, in like as conveniently or more conveniently than I can with my debit card, then we're in business. But for those things to happen, it has to be stable. It has to not be as treacherously volatile as it is now. And it also has to be like, I guess, exclusive, right? Or I guess like everybody has to be using one. Like the problem is that there's so many goddamn altcoins and none of them are stable unless the most stable are ones that are tethered to the US dollar. So therefore it still is dependent on the US dollar. But I mean, Bitcoin like scaled itself so much that like, the flaw of Bitcoin's design is that if everybody were to use it, you'd never get transactions finished just because it's not efficient enough. But I grew up on farm and have been trying to describe money as oil grease forever. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's been a it's been a fun ride for crypto. But yeah, I mean that's the thing. So if I could live 1 week making only Bitcoin purchasing everything using Bitcoin, then that changes everything. That's kind of the whole point of Bitcoin. That's what it was supposed to be, but that's why like everybody was so excited. Now it's like a running joke where like somebody spent, you know, 500 Bitcoin ordering a pizza from like the rare pizzeria that was like, you know, modern enough to accept Bitcoin or trendy enough to pay. And you know, now that would have been, you know, millions of dollars. But I mean, that was kind of why it was so exciting to buy pizza with Bitcoin, is because you were saying like, I'm fucking working, or nobody can stop me from doing this. Nobody can take this money away. Nobody can tax it. Nobody can do anything. And the banks can't manipulate it. That was kind of the whole point. But now we've ended up, it's ended up becoming even worse than, I wouldn't say worse. I would say crypto's on par with stock market shit. Yeah. Well, anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed the very heady stream. I wish I had the output for that. That would have been nice, but it's on the floor somewhere. But yeah, I bought a whole thing for it, but it wouldn't output to video today. So we tried a bunch of different cameras, and here we are. All right. Well, thanks for watching. As far as anybody in the Discord, I'll probably reach out there first about astrophotography questions before I might reach out to social media too, just see if anybody, I want to get as good of a handle on it as possible. And then, I don't know, that might either be my next video, or I'm also doing one that has to do with AI. Hopefully the last AI music for video for a while, but this one's good. This one has like a lot of good news, and it's a good news video. It's not apocalyptic for once, which is nice. I have a lot of great news for artists who are pissed off at AI companies, so yay. All right, well, take care and have a wonderful evening, everybody. See you soon, and enjoy the lunar eclipse tonight, and watch Sarah Matthews' stream about the lunar eclipse. Sarah Matthews, only one T, astrophotography. That's your Google search. Okay, later.